Shares of Nvidia under some pressure today after that report. Trump officials are considering a change to that AI diffusion rule. That's a Biden-era chip curve that divides countries' access into tiers. Trump officials now reportedly weighing country-by-country deals instead. Our Deirdre Bosa has more on the impact on Nvidia in today's Tech Check. Hey, Dee.
Hey, Carl. So if this move goes ahead, it means that the president's deal-first diplomacy, it is coming for chips and the AI trade, basically using semis as leverage in broader trade talks. But there, of course, are no deals yet. And the prospect of deal-by-deal chip access, that is unsettling investors. Jensen Huang, he's at Capitol Hill today, the White House later. He spoke to the stakes to our Emily Wilkins, which increasingly centers around the race with China.
China's right behind us. I mean, we're very, very close. But remember, this is a long-term, this is an infinite race. We're going to compete for a long time. And just remember that this is a country with great will, and they have great technical capabilities. 50% of the world's AI researchers are Chinese. And so this is an industry that we will have to compete for.
Adding to a growing list of performative launches from Chinese tech giants, there was China's Xiaomi overnight releasing its first open source reasoning model, another one that competes with larger models like America's OpenAI's in public benchmarks. Now, China's momentum can also be seen in stock performance. Take a look. Since Trump's inauguration, the K-Web basket of Chinese internet stocks, it's up about 9% versus a more than 12% decline for the NASDAQ. Alibaba, that's up 40%. Nvidia, it's fallen more than 20%. It's all in the numbers there, guys. The president's first 100 days haven't been kind to the non-semi megacaps either. We made up this graphic to sum up the contrast between tech's hopes at Trump's inauguration. All of these people were there, seen through their generous donations as well. And then the reality, the bottom line, how their shares have performed since then. Major contrast there. Finally, guys, earlier this week, we talked about a growing split when it comes to AI policy within tech circles. Now, the Trump side firmly focused on containment. That's tariffs, export controls, now potentially one-off chip deals. There's an increasing chorus on the other side, including Jensen Huang, who are arguing for the diffusion of American AI around the world. Huang reiterated that today, and you guys, at least to me, it feels like those voices are growing in order to try and protect American AI as China gets closer and closer.
Yeah, which also sort of brings up the point that investors have around Nvidia, which is what does the Chinese market look like for Nvidia? Remember that surprise $5.5 billion write-down they took because of excess inventory on the H20s after the export controls. How much business at this point is Nvidia doing with China, and is the assumption that that's just going to continue to decrease as this race heats up?
So there's China, right, which we know now is more than a $5 billion hit, which is really interesting because it essentially means that Nvidia is unable to sell those chips, largely the H20s, elsewhere in the world. But this AI diffusion rule, some are arguing, is even more consequential because this is other countries around the world, and Nvidia gets a lot of its revenue and profits abroad. This rule that Trump is reportedly considering changing would take away the tiers, okay? Like, basically, you have certain countries that get X amount of chips, certain countries that don't, et cetera, et cetera. This would basically make it so it has to happen on a deal-by-deal basis. And guys, we've had a preview of what that looks like, right, in the broader trade talks. Really tough. So if AI trade, Nvidia chips, AMD chips are subject to that kind of policy, that's really, worrying. That's very bearish for Nvidia investors. It means that China is not the only problem. Countries around the world are going to be subject to the same kind of negotiations, the same kind of uncertainty.